ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಬ್ಬಗಳು, ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬಗಳು, ಮದುವೆಗಳು ಈ ಥರದ ಖುಷಿ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಬರೀ ಆ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸೋದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಂತ.
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಖ್ಯ.
ನಮ್ಮತ್ರ ಕೆಲವು ಕಲಿಕಾ ಸಾಮಗ್ರಿಗಳಿವೆ. ಅದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಳವಾಗಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಖಂಡಿತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಶಬ್ದಕೋಶ. ಹಬ್ಬಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ, ಈದ್, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ತರಹ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬಗಳು, ಮದುವೆಗಳು, ವಾರ್ಷಿಕೋತ್ಸವಗಳು, ಗೃಹ ಪ್ರವೇಶ ಕೂಡ.
ಹೌದು. ಇವುಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಕೇಕ್, ಡೆಕೋರೇಷನ್, ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್,
ಗ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್, ಪ್ರೇಯರ್, ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಈ ತರಹ ಪದಗಳು ಇವು ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲದಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ದೀಪಗಳಿಂದ ಅಲಂಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿತ್ರಣ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ.
ನಿಜ. ಆ ಡೆಕೋರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪದ ಬರೀ ಅಲಂಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನೇ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಶಿ ಗೇವ್ ಮಿ ಎ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದು ಬರೀ ವಸ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲ,
ಅದರ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ.
ಸೊ ಈ ಪದಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉಷ್ಣತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು. ಈಗ ಬರೀ ಪದಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ದು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ವಾಕ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಡೆದ ಘಟನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಆಗ ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗತ್ತೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಿ, ಸರಳ ಭೂತಕಾಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬರೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ, ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಭೂತಕಾಲವನ್ನೇ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ವಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಹೋಲಿ ಯಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ.
ಹೌದು, ಸೆಲಿಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್, ಆ ಇಡಿ ಸೇರ್ಸೋದು.
ಹೌದು. ಇದು ನಿಯಮಿತ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ವರ್ಬ್. ಕೆಲವು ಅನಿಯಮಿತ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದಗಳು ಇವೆ, ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ವರ್ಬ್ಸ್. ಗೋ ಇದ್ರೆ ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಗಿವ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೇವ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ.
ಓ ಹೌದು, ವೆಂಟ್, ಗೇವ್, ಮೇಡ್ ಇವುಗಳ ರೂಪ ಬದಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿವರಿಸಿವೆ. ಆರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಅಗತ್ಯ.
ಮತ್ತು ತಪ್ಪುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ? ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ವಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ದಿವಾಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ತಪ್ಪು. ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ವಿ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ದಿವಾಲಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು.
ಹಾಗೇನೇ ಹಿ ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ ಅ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಿ ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ ಅ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಸರಿ,
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಈ ಸಣ್ಣ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳು ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಹುದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅರ್ಥನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕೇಳೋರ್ಗೆ ಗೊಂದಲ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು.
ಹೌದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಕಾಲರೂಪ ಬಳಸೋದು ಬರೀ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿನ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟತೆಗೆ
ಮತ್ತು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸಾರ್ಹತೆಗೆ ಕೂಡ. ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನ ನಿಖರವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸಲು ಇದು ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು.
ಸರಿ. ಈಗ ಈ ಶಬ್ದಕೋಶ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಭೂತಕಾಲದ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಆಚರಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ವಿವರಿಸಬಹುದು?
ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ದೀಪಗಳಿಂದ ಅಲಂಕಾರ, ಹೊಸ ಬಟ್ಟೆ, ಸಿಹಿ ತಿಂಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
ಈದ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಾಜ್, ದಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ, ಶೀರ್ ಖುರ್ಮಾ.
ಹೌದು. ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಟ್ರೀ, ಕ್ಯಾರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಡೋದು, ಹೀಗೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗಮನಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬರೀ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗಬಾರ್ದು.
ಓಕೆ.
ಫಾರ್ ದಿವಾಲಿ ವಿ ಡೆಕೋರೇಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೌಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಆ ಹಬ್ಬದ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವದ ಚಿತ್ರಣ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಹೌದು, ಒಂದು ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ.
ನಿಜ. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಭಾಷಾಂತರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವನ್ನೇ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಷೆ ಒಂದು ಸೇತುವೆ ತರಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಭಾಷೆ ಸೇತುವೆ ತರ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಸರಿ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಈ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಳಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು? ಶಾಲಾ ವಾರ್ಷಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗ ಕಲಿತ ಪದಗಳು, ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಒಂದು ನೆರುಪನ್ನ, ಒಂದು ಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಡೇ ವಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ವಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಡಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಸಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ,
ಆ ಕ್ಷಣದ ಖುಷಿಯನ್ನ, ಉತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ತರಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಲಿಕಾ ಸಾಮಗ್ರಿಗಳ ಸಾರಾಂಶ ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ? ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ ಬೇಕಾದ ಪದಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಭೂತಕಾಲದ ಬಳಕೆ.
ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಅನಿಸಬಹುದು, ಆದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಳವಾಗಿ ಯೋಚಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂವಹನ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು.
ಓ ಹೌದು.
ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕಲಿಯೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳ ಮೂಲಕವೇ ಆ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿತ್ರಿಸೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು.
ಒಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಭಾಷೆ, ಸರಿಯಾದ ಪದಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಖುಷಿಯ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ನಾವು ಬಳಸೋ ಭಾಷೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪದಗಳು, ಆ ವ್ಯಾಕರಣದ ರೀತಿಗಳು, ಅವು ಕೇವಲ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನ ವಿವರಿಸೋಕ್ ಮಾತ್ರನಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆನ್ಪನ್ನೇ ಅವು ರೂಪಿಸ್ತವ?
ಓ, ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಆ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ರೀತಿಯೂ ಅವು ಪ್ರಭಾವಿಸುತ್ತವಾ? ಬಹುಶಃ ಭಾಷೆ ಬರೀ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕಿರೋ ಸಾಧನ ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ?
ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಗ್ರಹಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಮೇಲೂ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೀರಾ?
ಹೌದು. ಅದಂತೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ. ಭಾಷೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ರೀತಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆಲ್ಲಾ ರೂಪಿಸಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗೆ ಹಚ್ಚುವಂಥದ್ದು. नमस्ते। आज हम एक स्पोकन इंग्लिश सामग्री को देख रहे हैं जो हमारे एक श्रोता ने भेजी है। इसमें त्योहारों, जन्मदिनों और मतलब जो खास मौके होते हैं उन पर अंग्रेजी में कैसे बात करें ये बताया गया है।
हाँ, देखने में तो ये किसी स्पोकन इंग्लिश कोर्स की वीडियो स्क्रिप्ट और नोट्स जैसे लग रहे हैं, और इसका मकसद भी साफ है, भाई इन मौकों पर बातचीत के लिए जो जरूरी चीजें हैं वो सिखाना।
बिल्कुल। तो चलिए देखते हैं इसमें क्या है, कैसे हम अंग्रेजी में खुशी और उत्सव के पल शेयर कर सकते हैं, कौन से जरूरी शब्द हैं, ग्रामर के नियम और बातचीत के तरीके, मतलब क्या-क्या निकाल सकते हैं हम इससे।
हाँ, और इसमें त्योहारों की अच्छी रेंज कवर की है, जैसे दिवाली, ईद, क्रिसमस
और जन्मदिन, शादी, सालगिरह,
वो सब भी है ना?
जी बिल्कुल, वो सारे अवसर शामिल हैं। और दिलचस्प बात यह है कि ये सिर्फ शब्दों की लिस्ट नहीं देता, जैसे गिफ्ट, केक, डेकोरेशन, इनविटेशन, ये सब तो है ही, पर ये त्योहारों से जुड़ी जो खास चीजें हैं उनका भी जिक्र करता है।
जैसे दिवाली के लिए दिए और मिठाई, है ना? ईद के लिए वो बिरयानी और शीर खुरमा का जिक्र है। क्रिसमस के लिए कैरल्स और सेंटा क्लॉस।
अच्छा, तो ये सिर्फ मतलब वर्ड टू वर्ड ट्रांसलेशन नहीं है, ये त्योहार का अंग्रेजी बताकर रुक नहीं जाता।
बिल्कुल नहीं, और मेरे ख्याल से यही इसकी खूबी है। देखिए, सिर्फ शब्द जानने से बात नहीं बनती। जब आप अंग्रेजी में कहते हैं, मान लीजिए वी सेलिब्रेट दिवाली विद लाइट्स एंड स्वीट्स, तो सुनने वाले के मन में एक तस्वीर बनती है।
हाँ, सही बात है।
तो ये जो सांस्कृतिक बारीकियां हैं, उन्हें शामिल करने से बातचीत ज्यादा असर लगती है, ज्यादा असरदार।
समझ गई। तो शब्द तो मिल गए, ठीक है, लेकिन हम अक्सर बीते हुए जश्न की बात करते हैं ना, उसके लिए तो जमाना यानी टेंस सही होना चाहिए, वो एक मुश्किल चीज होती है कई बार।
आपने बिल्कुल सही पॉइंट पकड़ा, और ये सामग्री इसी पर खास ध्यान देती है, सिंपल पास्ट टेंस पर।
अच्छा,
यानी क्रिया का वो रूप जो बताता है कि काम हो चुका है। जैसे ये कहना कि वी सेलिब्रेटेड होली येस्टरडे, सेलिब्रेट नहीं।
हाँ,
या ही गेव मी अ प्रेजेंट, गिव नहीं।
हाँ, ये गलतियां तो बहुत बहुत आम है। मैंने खुद लोगों को सुना है कुछ ऐसा कहते हुए कि वी वॉज गो टू टेम्पल, इस तरह का कुछ।
बिल्कुल, और इसीलिए शायद ये सामग्री इसे सुधारने पर इतना जोर देती है। सही वाक्य होगा वी वेंट टू द टेम्पल, वेंट, गो नहीं। इसमें रेगुलर वर्ब्स भी हैं, जैसे सेलिब्रेटेड, एंजॉयड, जिनके आखिर में ईडी लगता है। और इरेगुलर वर्ब्स भी, जैसे वेंट, गेव, सैंग, जिनके रूप बिल्कुल बदल जाते हैं।
हाँ, वो याद करने पड़ते हैं।
जी, और नेगेटिव वाक्य कैसे बनाएं ये भी बताया है, जैसे वी डिडंट गो टू द पार्टी, डिडंट का इस्तेमाल। तो बीते हुए अनुभवों को सही ढंग से बताने के लिए पास्ट टेंस का सही इस्तेमाल वो वाकई बहुत जरूरी है।
पास्ट टेंस वाला अहम ग्रामर पॉइंट भी हो गया, लेकिन सिर्फ जान लेने से तो बात नहीं बनती है ना, अभ्यास भी तो चाहिए।
प्रैक्टिस
निश्चित रूप से बिल्कुल चाहिए, और ये सामग्री उसके लिए भी कई तरीके सुझाती है। बातचीत के उदाहरण है इसमें, जिन्हें रोल प्ले कहते हैं।
अच्छा, जैसे
जन्मदिन के बारे में पूछना और बताना, When is your birthday? What did you do? देखिए, यहाँ भी did आया past tense।
हाँ बिल्कुल, डू का पास्ट टेंस।
और कुछ वाक्य हैं दोहराने के लिए भी, जैसे We had fun at the wedding. The food was delicious.
अच्छा, ये रटने के लिए, मतलब जबान पे चढ़ाने के लिए है?
हाँ, एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि ये मसल मेमोरी बनाने जैसा है, ताकि सही चीज अपने आप निकले। साथ ही इसमें एक सुनने वाली कहानी का भी जिक्र है, लिसनिंग स्टोरी, एक स्कूल फंक्शन के बारे में।
सुनना भी जरूरी है, बिल्कुल। सुनना भी भाषा सीखने का एक बहुत अहम हिस्सा है। तो ये सारे तरीके मिलकर सीखने वाले को सिर्फ नियम रटने से आगे ले जाते हैं, ताकि वो असल में बातचीत कर सकें।
तो कुल मिलाकर इस सब से क्या समझ आता है? मेरे ख्याल से ये सामग्री खुशी के पलों को अंग्रेजी में बयान करने का एक बड़ा प्रैक्टिकल तरीका दिखाती है।
हाँ, बिल्कुल।
जरूरी शब्द देती है, पास्ट टेंस जैसे अहम व्याकरण के नियम सिखाती है और अभ्यास के तरीके भी बताती है।
और इसकी जो खास बात मुझे लगी वो ये है कि ये सांस्कृतिक बारीकियों और जो आम गलतियां होती हैं उन पर ध्यान देती हैं।
सही कहा।
इससे न सिर्फ सही अंग्रेजी बोलना आता है, बल्कि बातचीत ज्यादा स्वाभाविक लगती है, ज्यादा सार्थक। मेरे विचार से ये उन लोगों के लिए काफी मददगार हो सकती है जो अपने अनुभव, अपनी संस्कृति की झलक दूसरों के साथ अंग्रेजी में साझा करना चाहते हैं।
एक नई भाषा सीखते हैं तो क्या हम उस अनुभव को महसूस करने के तरीके को भी बदलते हैं?
ये सोचने वाली बात है। भाषा और अनुभव का रिश्ता वाकई गहरा है।
Hello and welcome to the deep dive.
Hi there.
Today we're cutting through the noise, as always, sifting through our sources to bring you, well, the most potent insights. We try to package it in a way that's anything but overwhelming, right?
That's the goal, definitely.
And today we're exploring something genuinely universal. I mean, something that connects every single one of us, really, no matter our background or where we are in the world.
It's a great topic.
Think about those moments, the ones that just make your heart feel full, that sort of bubble up with pure joy, the moments that effortlessly bring people together.
Yeah, the big ones and the small ones.
Exactly. It could be a quiet family dinner celebrating some tiny personal win, or, a huge, roaring, vibrant festival that lights up an entire city.
Absolutely, the whole spectrum.
Whatever the scale, we all kind of instinctively understand this universal language of celebration. These special occasions, they aren't just fleeting things, are they? They feel, well, profound, deeply human opportunities to connect, to communicate, and to make memories.
Yeah, memories that stick with you, yeah, long after everything's cleaned up.
Precisely. So with all that joy and connection sort of swirling around, the core question for our deep dive today is, how do we actually put that feeling into words?
Right, the communication part.
Specifically, how do we confidently and, naturally express ourselves in English when we're talking about these really important moments? Our mission today really is to give you the words, the right grammar, the confidence.
The tools.
The tools, exactly, to vividly share your joy, your memories, your experiences with anyone, anywhere.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of language learners, they might focus just on grammar rules, maybe isolated vocabulary lists.
Yeah, the traditional way, maybe.
But the really potent insight from our sources, and it's kind of a game changer, I think, is this. When you learn to talk about celebrations in English, you're not just grabbing vocabulary.
Yeah.
You're unlocking this powerful cultural empathy.
Cultural empathy. Say more about that.
Well, think about the difference between just saying, I went to a party, versus really sharing the traditions of, say, Deepa Valley. You're instantly bridging cultural gaps, right? Inviting a much deeper, more meaningful connection with whoever you're talking to.
Ah, I see. So it's less about just reporting an event and more about sharing the meaning.
Precisely. That, we think, is the real shortcut to genuinely impactful communication.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. And to guide us on this linguistic and cultural journey, we've been diving deep into this fascinating guide.
It's quite comprehensive.
It really is. It's designed specifically to help learners like you confidently express themselves in English about, well, everything. Grand cultural festivals, intimate family birthdays, weddings, all sorts of special days that shape our lives.
Yeah, that was a lot of ground.
And it's packed with practical insights, so we're really eager to unpack them all for you today, hopefully helping you articulate those moments clearly and, vividly.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so we've established this universal human urge to celebrate. But when we say celebration, what exactly are we talking about? It's definitely more diverse than just one type of event, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge spectrum.
So let's peel back those layers a bit. Let's appreciate the incredible variety of special occasions that our sources highlight. What kind of events actually fall under this big umbrella?
Yeah, it's a really rich tapestry. And our sources give us a great framework for understanding this diversity. They kind of systematically break down the different categories, highlighting what makes each one distinct.
Okay.
So we're looking at everything from, really personal milestones to events that resonate across entire communities, even global cultures.
Right, from the micro to the macro, sort of.
Exactly. So on one end, let's say we have what we might call personal and family milestones.
Yeah.
These are the celebrations that mark really significant moments in an individual's life journey or, within the close family circle.
Like birthdays.
Birthdays are the perfect example. Probably the most common annual personal celebration, right? Marking another year, looking back, looking forward. Usually involves cake, gifts, maybe a small gathering.
The usual suspects.
The usual suspects, yeah. Then you got weddings, hugely pivotal occasions uniting two people. And weddings are just steeped in unique traditions that vary so much across cultures.
Oh, massively.
Elaborate multi-day events, simple ceremonies, everything in between. But universally, they symbolize a new beginning, uniting families, a commitment. Lots of cultural expression there.
Absolutely.
And following that, you have anniversaries. These commemorate significant dates, most often for couples celebrating marriage milestones, but they can also mark other things, like, the anniversary starting a business, reflecting on shared history.
Right, marking time together.
Exactly. Then there's a housewarming, a really nice personal milestone, celebrating a new home, fresh starts.
Always fun. Bringing bread and salt or something.
Yeah, those kinds of traditions exist, symbolizing sustenance, flavor, joy for the new place. And for many people, puja or prayer ceremonies fit right in here. These are often deeply religious or spiritual gatherings, specific rituals, maybe within the home or community.
Marking births, new ventures, that kind of thing.
Precisely. Underscoring that spiritual dimension that many life events hold for people.
Okay, so those personal milestones really anchor our individual stories, our family histories. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But does this urge to celebrate stop there? Does it extend beyond that immediate circle?
Good question. No, it definitely extends outwards.
Yeah.
Our sources guide us towards community and institutional events as well.
Ah, okay. Like bigger groups.
Yeah, celebrations that unify a larger group, often within, say, an organization or a school or even a workplace. Think about a school day or an annual day.
Right, I remember those. Talent shows, speeches.
Exactly. Vibrant celebrations within a school, showcasing student talent, celebrating achievements, building that school spirit. Often a big highlight for students, teachers, parents. Lots of excitement.
Yeah, definitely.
Another common one is a farewell, which, sounds a bit sad, marking an end, someone leaving a job or a school or a community.
True, but it's often celebratory too, isn't it?
It really is. It's often framed as celebrating a new beginning, a send-off for someone starting a new chapter, a chance to acknowledge their contributions, share memories, wish them well. Bittersweet, maybe, but definitely celebratory in its own way.
That's a good point. And then we get to the really big ones, right? The major festivals that paint this global tapestry of joy and tradition.
Absolutely. These are often the ones with the most widespread recognition, and our sources highlight several, each incredibly rich with its own traditions, deep meanings, and unique ways of bringing people together.
Like Diwali.
Deepavali, or Diwali, yes. Probably one of the most widely known, often called the Festival of Lights. It's a multi-day Hindu festival symbolizing light over darkness, good over evil.
And lots of lamps, right?
Millions. Homes are meticulously cleaned, decorated with countless little oil lamps called diyas, vibrant rangoli patterns on the floor, strings of lights, and it creates this truly magical atmosphere.
Wow.
Families gather, they wear new clothes, exchange gifts, and prepare all sorts of delicious sweets, gulab jamun, jalebi, you name it.
Sounds delicious.
It is. And children famously burst crackers in the evening. It's a joyous, noisy part of the celebration. And crucially, prayers are offered to Goddess Lakshmi, seeking blessings for prosperity.
So it's visual, it's social, it's spiritual.
All of it, yeah. Then you have Holi, another incredibly vibrant Indian festival, the Festival of Colors.
Ah, yes, with the powder.
Exactly. Celebrated mainly in India and Nepal, marks the arrival of spring, triumph of good over evil. It's super playful, joyous. People playfully throw colored powders, gulal, and colored water at each other. Water guns, balloons. It gets messy.
Sounds like fun, though.
It is. Music, dancing, traditional sweets like gujia are central too. Really exhilarating and unifying.
Okay, what else?
Then there's Eid, specifically Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, two major celebrations for Muslims worldwide. Eid al-Fitr marks the end of Ramadan, the month of fasting. It emphasizes gratitude, forgiveness, community.
How is it typically celebrated?
Well, the day often starts with special prayers, namaz. then visiting family and friends, exchanging gifts, and importantly, giving charities, zakat al-fitr, embodying generosity. And food, of course.
Of course.
Families prepare amazing dishes like biryani and a sweet vermicelli pudding called sheer kurma. And everyone greets each other with Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak, meaning
Blessed Eid, wishing blessings and good cheer. It's really key to the connection.
lovely. And Christmas, obviously huge globally.
Christmas, yes. Globally recognized Christian celebration December 25th focuses on peace, goodwill, birth of Jesus Christ. Traditions are very widespread. Decorating Christmas trees.
With ornaments and lights.
Yep. Children waiting for Santa Claus and presents. Families gathering for big meals. Roast turkey, ham, special desserts like plum pudding.
Carol singing, too.
Carol singing, attending midnight mass on Christmas Eve, exchanging gifts. All central to the spiritual and social side. Joy and generosity.
Right. Any others the source highlights? Harvest festivals, maybe?
Good point. Yes, Harvest Festival is big too. Like Pongal, celebrated particularly in South India, especially Tamil Nadu. It's a multi-day festival, end of the harvest season, giving thanks to the sun god, nature, farm animals.
How do they give thanks? Is there a main ritual?
There is. Boiling newly harvested rice with milk and jaggery in a clay pot until it overflows. It symbolizes prosperity.
Yeah.
Homes are decorated, new clothes, community feasts.
Overflowing with prosperity. I like that.
And similarly, Onam in Kerala, India, another major harvest festival. It's a 10-day event famous for these incredible flower carpets called pukalam.
Oh, I think I've seen pictures. Intricate designs.
They're stunning. Also grand feasts called anasadya-like, over 20 vegetarian dishes served on a banana leaf. Traditional snake boat races, folk dances. It's a massive cultural spectacle.
Wow. Okay, one more.
Let's do Ganesh Chaturthi. Celebrates the elephant-headed deity Ganesh, especially huge in Maharashtra, India. People install these large, beautifully crafted clay idols of Ganesh in homes and public tents called pandals.
For how long?
Several days, accompanied by prayers, devotional songs, cultural programs. It culminates in this grand procession where the idols are immersed in water, symbolizing Ganesha's return. Huge devotion and community feeling.
Wow. Just hearing all that detail really drives home this incredible human need to mark significant moments, doesn't it?
It really does.
It feels like we instinctively know that life's big chapters, or even just the changing seasons, deserve to be acknowledged, celebrated, shared. So beyond just knowing the names, what's the deeper significance of having specific vocabulary for each of these different occasions? It feels like more than just precision.
It absolutely is more than precision. A key insight here is how deeply culture and language are intertwined in defining these celebrations. Having clear categories and specific words isn't just about naming things correctly. It helps us grasp the social rituals, the emotional core, the expectations tied to each event.
Ah, okay.
So when you use specific phrases like, we celebrate Diwali with lamps and sweets and we burst crackers, or my birthday is in August and we had a cake and played games, you're not just stating a fact.
You're invoking something bigger.
Exactly. You're instantly invoking a shared understanding, a rich cultural context, a set of implied traditions. It allows for a much richer, more accurate, and frankly more meaningful conversation. It puts your listener on the same page, culturally speaking, and that really fosters a deeper connection.
Okay, now this next part feels really practical for our listeners. So much of talking about celebrations, especially sharing your own experiences, involves recounting what happened, right?
Looking back.
Which means we absolutely need to get comfortable with the past tense. It's like you need a linguistic time machine almost to take your listeners back to those moments with you.
That's a great analogy, the time machine.
Yeah.
And you're right. The simple past tense is fundamental. It's the foundation for describing events that are finished, completed, whether it was yesterday, last year, 10 years ago.
It gives the story structure.
Precisely. It provides the essential backbone for sharing coherent stories of what actually occurred. It makes your narrative clear, precise, and much easier for your listener to follow along.
So how does it work? Let's get into the mechanics based on our source, starting with the easier ones, perhaps, regular verbs.
Right. Let's start with the regular verbs. These are often the most predictable, thankfully. You typically form their simple past tense just by adding ed to the base form of the verb.
Okay, like?
Well, the source gives good examples. Celebrated from celebrate, dance from dance, cook from cook, enjoyed from enjoy. So if you celebrate today, you celebrated last week. If you dance now, you danced last night.
Simple enough. Add ed tick.
Mostly, yeah. This rule applies to a huge number of verbs in English. So you can say things like, we celebrated my grandpa's birthday, or everyone danced all night, or my mom cooked an amazing meal. We enjoyed the festival.
But wait, you said mostly. Is there a catch?
Well, a subtle but really important one for sounding natural is the pronunciation of that ed ending. It isn't always a distinct ed sound.
Oh, right. Sometimes it sounds like T.
Exactly. Like in cooked sounds like cooked. Sometimes it's a ed sound, like in played sounds like played. And only sometimes is it that full extra syllable aid, like in celebrated or wanted.
Okay, that's tricky. How do you know?
It generally depends on the sound that comes right before the ed. Getting those slight pronunciation shifts right. That's a real shortcut to sounding more fluent, more native-like. It takes practice, listening carefully.
Okay, so those are the regulars. Predictable spelling mostly, but watch the pronunciation. But English wouldn't be English without exceptions, would it?
It certainly keeps us on our toes. And that brings us squarely to irregular verbs. These are the rebels, the ones that don't follow that nice, neat ed rule.
They forge their own path.
They absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
Their past tense forms often change quite a bit. Sometimes the whole word changes. They need a bit more memorization because there isn't one single pattern. But the flip side is they are incredibly common.
Especially when talking about experiences, I bet.
You bet. Our source highlights some crucial ones. Went the past of go. Gave the past of give. Sang the past of sing. Made the past of make.
Right, so you wouldn't say, I goed.
Definitely not. You'd say, I went to the party. Or, he gave me a lovely gift. We sang carols. She made a fantastic cake. Knowing these unique forms is absolutely essential for natural English and just for clearly saying what happened.
Okay, regulars and irregulars, got it. What about saying something didn't happen in the past? Negatives.
Good point.
Mm.
Negatives in the simple past also have a very clear, consistent structure. We use didn't, the common contraction of did not as the helper verb, the auxiliary verb.
Okay, did it.
And here's the crucial bit. The main verb that comes after didn't always goes back to its base form, its original form.
Ah, so not the past tense form.
Correct. For instance, to say you weren't at the party, you say, we didn't go to the party. Say, go, not went. A really common mistake learners make is double tensing, saying something like, we didn't went.
I can see how that happens.
It's easy to do, but you just need to remember, didn't already does the work of making it past tense. The main verb stays simple. So, she didn't cook for the festival, not she didn't cooked.
Okay, didn't plus the base verb. That simplifies it.
It does. Once you get that pattern, it's quite straightforward.
You know, thinking about like building blocks or that time machine idea, once you have these past tense pieces, the ED, the irregulars like went or gave and how to use didn't, you really can start building these vivid stories about the past.
Exactly.
But for someone learning, how does mastering this grammar, this tense shift, actually make their stories more engaging, easier to follow? And are there common trip-ups beyond the ones we mentioned when putting it all together?
Well, connecting it to the bigger picture. Mastering the past tense isn't just about following rules. It's about building coherent, compelling narratives. Being able to tell someone precisely when something happened last week, last year, and describe the sequence of actions clearly.
It makes communication much clearer.
Much clearer, more precise, more impactful. A common stumbling block, apart from that double tensing or forgetting irregulars, is sometimes confusion with was or were. Learners might incorrectly say something like, I was go to the party, instead of the simple, direct, I went.
Mixing up continuous forms, maybe.
Possibly, or just uncertainty about how to form the simple past. The key really is consistent exposure and focused practice, hearing it used correctly, trying it out yourself. When you can confidently say, last year we celebrated Holi, we played with colors, and we ate delicious snacks, you're not just listing facts.
You're inviting them into the memory.
Exactly. Making your experience tangible, shareable, and allows for that smooth, natural flow in conversation, which is just essential for effective communication.
Okay, let's see this in action then. Because understanding the rules is one thing, but hearing them used naturally, flowing between speakers, that's different. Our source has this perfect little example, right? A birthday chat between Anitha and Raj.
Yes, it's a great example. Simple on the surface, but really effective because it shows how the past tense is woven into a natural back and forth. It's like a mini masterclass in practical application.
So how does it unfold?
Well, it starts with Anitha setting the scene. Very natural, friendly opening. Hi, Raj. When is your birthday? Raj gives a straightforward answer. It's on 12th June. Simple facts establishes the topic.
Okay, standard opening.
Then, Anitha smoothly shifts to questioning a past event. This is where the past tense really kicks in. She asks, did you celebrate it last year?
Using did.
Exactly. A perfect example of using the auxiliary did for a simple past question. And notice, critically, the main verb celebrate stays in its base form. Did carries the past tense signal. Very efficient.
Right. And Raj's response.
Raj then moves into recounting his past actions. He says, yes, we had a small party at home, had the irregular past tense of have, perfectly describes that completed event.
Okay. And Anitha wants more detail.
Naturally.
Yeah.
She follows up with, wow, what did you do? Again, did, for the question, do in the base form. And Raj's reply gives us a lovely sequence of past tense verbs. I cut the cake, played games, and had dinner with my family.
Let's break that down. Cut.
Cut is irregular past. Its past tense looks the same as the base form, which can be tricky, but it's correct here. Played is regular, ending in -ed. And had, again, irregular past of have. He's effortlessly stringing together these completed actions from his birthday, painting a picture.
Nice. And how does it wrap up?
Anitha's closing line is interesting. Sounds fun. All come this year. It provides this natural shift of forward look. It cleverly moves from talking about the past to expressing a future intention.
Contrasting the tenses.
Exactly. It shows how different tenses flow together seamlessly in a real conversation. You discuss the past, then you plan for the future. Very realistic.
It's fascinating how such a simple dialogue contains so much essential grammar and conversational flow. The source really emphasizes practicing did and didn't. So what's the takeaway for someone wanting to confidently talk about their own past experiences? How does a simple dialogue like this become a powerful learning tool?
That really gets to the heart of it. How can such a simple dialogue be so powerful? Its strength lies in its practicality and how it fosters internalization. When you engage with specific, realistic dialogues, you move past just memorizing abstract rules.
You absorb the patterns.
Precisely. You start to internalize the grammar patterns in context, hearing, did you celebrate it last year? Or, I cut the cake, played games. Repeatedly helps you absorb that pattern of communication until it feels natural.
Less like applying a formula.
Exactly. This kind of exposure and practice, maybe even imagining yourself in the dialogue, builds conversational fluency.
Yep.
Prompts you to think, okay, what did I do on my last birthday? How would I say that? And you start using the structures you just heard.
So it connects the language directly to your own life.
Yes. It transforms language from a set of rules into a living tool for sharing your life. That makes the learning process much more engaging, much less of a chore.
Okay, this next part feels like where our deep dive becomes a real cultural exploration. Because the source doesn't just list festivals, right? It gives us these vivid glimpses into how they're actually celebrated. It's like getting a window into different traditions worldwide.
It really is.
Yeah.
And understanding the specific actions tied to each festival is absolutely crucial, not just for describing them accurately, but for genuinely appreciating their cultural significance and, the human connections they represent. The source gives fantastic examples that paint a really vivid picture.
Let's revisit Diwali then through those actions.
Okay, Deepavali Diwali. The source says, we decorate the house with lamps. Instantly, you picture those twinkling diyas, the lights symbolizing light over darkness. Then, we wear new clothes and eat sweets.
Highlighting renewal, sharing food.
Exactly. Themes of renewal, purity, sharing special foods, often exchanged between families. Then, children burst crackers in the evening. A vivid sensory detail, the sounds, the sights of fireworks.
And the spiritual element.
We pray to Goddess Lakshmi. This underscores the spiritual core, seeking blessings for prosperity, grounding the celebration.
Okay, and for Eid, the actions mentioned.
For Eid al-Fitr, the source specifies, Muslims offer namaz and give charity. This points directly to the spiritual devotion, the morning prayers, and the huge importance of generosity through Zakat al-Fitr.
Community support.
Absolutely. Then, families make delicious dishes like biryani and sheer kurma. This brings the feasting to life, the shared meals after Ramadan. And importantly, everyone greets each other with Eid Mubarak.
That specific greeting again.
Yes, that phrase, blessed Eid, is a key cultural exchange, signifying blessings, joy, reinforcing those community bonds.
In Christmas, what actions does the source highlight?
For Christmas, it describes familiar traditions. People decorate a Christmas tree. That iconic image, the evergreen with ornaments, symbolizing life. Children wait for Santa Claus.
Capturing that magic and excitement.
Totally. And then, we sing carols and attend midnight mass. This covers the musical and religious parts. Carols spreading cheer, midnight mass as a communal worship, marking the spiritual heart of Christmas. Together, these actions really emphasize giving, family, and spiritual observance.
It's really striking how these specific details, these actions, even in simple sentences, help us grasp the spirit of each festival, not just the name. It's like cultural immersion through language.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it. What's fascinating here is how the language used paints sort of vivid picture of the cultural practices. Understanding phrases like decorate with lamps or burst crackers for Diwali or offer namaz or Eid Mubarak for Eid or decorate a Christmas tree or sing carols for Christmas. It allows you to not only talk about them accurately.
But to kind of feel them more.
Exactly. You grasp the deeper meaning, the emotional resonance. You can participate more authentically on conversations about them. You're not just reciting facts. You're conveying and understanding the experience. It's about building that cultural literacy alongside the language skills.
Yeah.
Allows for much deeper connection.
Okay, so beyond the actions and the grammar, every celebration seems to come with its own special set of words, the nouns, the objects, the key elements of the experience. Our source gives us a great list of this essential vocabulary, right? Helping us paint that full picture.
Absolutely right. Having this precise vocabulary is really transformative. It lets you describe celebrations with much more precision and, well, vividness. Let's break down those keywords the source highlights.
Okay, first up, gift or present.
Gift present. Pretty much interchangeable. An item given thoughtfully, without payment, usually on a special occasion. A token of affection, appreciation, central to many celebrations. The example, I gave her a birthday gift. Simple. Conveys generosity, connection. Cake. Almost universal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for birthdays, anniversaries. Often the literal centerpiece. Cutting the cake is a big ritual.
Definitely. Decoration.
Decoration. All the visual stuff used to transform a space, make it festive. Balloons, streamers, lights, flowers, maybe specific cultural things like rangoli. Decorations set the whole mood. The example, the hall was decorated with balloons, clearly shows how it describes the festive vibe.
Sets the scene. Invitation.
Invitation. The act of asking someone to come, formal or informal. How you gather people together. We invited all our relatives. It's about extending that welcome. Could be a card, an email, just asking someone.
Crucial for any gathering. Greeting.
Greeting.
Yeah.
The actual words you use, expressions of welcome, good wishes, congratulations, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Eid Mubarak. They're essential for connection, setting a positive tone. More than just words, they show shared joy.
Prayer.
Prayer. This covers the spiritual or religious side. Could be a formal ceremony, a quiet moment of thanks, a community offering. Connects the celebration to something deeper for many people.
And blessings. Slightly different.
Blessings, yeah, slightly different. These are wishes for good fortune, happiness, well-being. Often given by elders or spiritual leaders, especially at milestones. Everyone bless the bride and groom. It's about conveying those positive intentions.
Lovely. And finally, the fun stuff.
Right. Music, dance, and party. Pretty fundamental to joyous gatherings. A party is the event itself. Music creates the atmosphere, gets people moving, and dance is often that spontaneous expression of joy. These words are almost synonymous with a fun celebration.
It's really clear how knowing these specific words helps you describe things so much more richly. Instead of just, it was good, you can say, the hall had amazing decorations, the music was brilliant, everyone danced, we exchanged gifts, they cut the cake.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this specific vocabulary allows you to articulate the distinct components that make an occasion special. It moves you beyond generic terms. It dramatically enriches your ability to share your own experiences and, just as importantly, to understand the richness in others' descriptions too. You convey the essence, the significance, the feeling.
Okay, so no deep dive into speaking confidently is really complete without looking at where we might stumble, right? The common errors. It's a normal part of learning.
Absolutely normal, and often very valuable.
Our source gives some excellent examples of common mistakes to avoid. And really understanding why they're mistakes, not just that they are, feels key to building that solid foundation.
Couldn't agree more. Understanding these is critical for both accuracy and sounding natural. Let's break them down carefully, linking them back to the grammar we discussed, especially that simple past tense.
Okay, mistake number 1.
Tense mismatch. The source gives the incorrect sentence. Yesterday, we celebrated Diwali.
Ah, okay, should be.
Yesterday, we celebrated Diwali. The explanation is crucial. The time word yesterday clearly points to the past, a completed action, so the verb must be in the past tense.
The time signal dictates the verb tense.
Exactly. Adverbs like yesterday, last week, last year create that expectation. Learners sometimes miss this, maybe due to how their first language works. It's basic subject-verb agreement in tense. Finished action needs past tense verb.
Self-correct by listening for those time signals.
Got it. Mistake number 2.
Irregular verb oversight. The incorrect example. He gave me a present.
Right. Should be the past form.
Precisely. He gave me a present. This is a classic case of using the base form, give, instead of the correct irregular past tense form, gave. As we said, give is irregular, it doesn't take ed.
So it's pure memorization for those.
Pretty much. Learners often try to apply the regular ed rule everywhere. You just have to learn the common irregular forms. For a past action of giving, give becomes gave. No way around it.
Okay. And the third common mistake?
Incorrect auxiliary verb and main verb form. The incorrect phrase is, we was go to temple.
Oof. Yeah, that sounds wrong. Why?
Well, a couple of issues there. First is usually for singular subjects, I, he, she, it. For we, the past of to be is were. But even we were go isn't right for a simple past action.
So what is the right way?
We went to the temple. The core issue is using the wrong structure. The simple past tense of go is the single word went. We was go mixes things up. Maybe you're trying to use to be like an auxiliary incorrectly for this tense.
So just use the simple past verb went.
Exactly. Went tells you everything. We did the action and it's in the past, direct and efficient. This error often comes from over-applying rules from other tenses or translating directly. Highlights why understanding when to use the past verb versus an auxiliary is key.
It really is amazing how just being aware of these common slip-ups, knowing the why behind the correction, can boost your clarity and confidence. It's like installing a little internal grammar checker.
That's a good way to think about it. Because these seemingly small errors can significantly impact clarity and how natural you sound. Using the wrong tense or verb form can genuinely confuse your listener about when something happened.
Right, disrupts the flow.
Exactly. Understanding the why lets you self-correct more effectively and build a much stronger foundation. It ensures your stories land the way you intend them to, making your English sound more fluent, accurate, and authentic. Helps you connect better.
Okay, so we've got the vocabulary, the past tense grammar. We know the pitfalls to avoid. Now it's all about putting it into action, right? Knowing is one thing, but doing is where the real learning sticks.
That's the crucial step, where knowledge turns into actual ability.
And our source really emphasizes this practice stage, giving us some great concrete ways to do it.
Absolutely. These practical exercises aren't just suggestions. They're vital bridges between knowing the theory and using it to the real world. They turn passive understanding into active, confident communication.
So first up, the speaking prompts.
Yes, speaking prompts. The source lists, examples like, we celebrated Holi last month. I gave my sister a birthday card. They invited many guests. We had fun at the wedding. The food was delicious.
What's the value in just repeating those?
It's huge, actually. By saying them aloud, maybe multiple times, you're actively engaging your voice and brain together. You're internalizing the correct structures, the common phrases for celebrations. It builds muscle memory.
Ah, muscle memory for language.
Exactly. It helps those correct patterns become almost automatic. So in a real conversation, they come out more naturally, without consciously thinking through the grammar rules. It's like training your tongue and brain to work smoothly together. Fosters fluency. You could even tweak them slightly, change the person or the time.
That makes sense, like a targeted warm-up. But then the source pushes you further, right, into personalization.
It does. Which brings us to the speaking challenge. Speak 5 full sentences about your last celebration in English. This is where you really start moving from learner to communicator.
Because you have to generate it yourself.
Precisely. It shifts from repeating given sentences to creative personal application. The huge benefit is it forces you to access your own memories, pull out the relevant vocabulary we've discussed, and construct your own story using the grammar structures.
You have to synthesize everything.
Exactly. It's active recall plus creative construction. Incredibly powerful for fluency and self-expression. A great tip is to record yourself doing this, then listen back. You'll often catch things or just gain confidence hearing yourself succeed.
Good idea. Okay, and there's a listening component too.
Yes, a vital listening story. A special school function. The story itself uses lots of past tense and celebration words. Last Friday, our school had its annual day celebration. All the students came in colorful clothes. There were dance performances, songs, and speeches. Parents clapped for the children. The principal gave awards to the best students. It was a wonderful day.
Simple story, but effective.
Very. And the comprehension questions that go with it. What was the event? Who got awards? What did the students do? They ensure you're listening actively, not just passively hearing.
So what does listening achieve here?
Well, first, it builds comprehension, obviously. But it also helps you recognize the vocabulary and grammar.
especially that past tense being used in a natural flow. Hearing came, were, clapped, gave, reinforces the correct forms and context.
Connects the rule to the sound.
Exactly. And the questions make you process the information, pull out details, solidify your understanding, which then feeds back powerfully into your own ability to produce similar sentences. It's holistic listening is just as active a skill as speaking.
So thinking about all these practice elements, the prompts, the personal challenge, the listening, why is actively engaging with them, rather than just passively reading or listening, so incredibly crucial for making real progress?
That really hits on a core principle of language learning. Why is the doing so critical? Practice, especially focused speaking and active listening, is what truly bridges that gap between knowing the rules and actually using them confidently, spontaneously in real life.
Turns passive knowledge into active skill?
Perfectly put. It transforms understanding a rule when you see it into being able to produce it correctly and naturally when you need it, without pausing too much. That challenge of talking about your own experiences, it forces you to pull together everything, vocab, tense, structure, and articulate it personally.
Makes the language feel like your own.
Exactly. It's how language stops being something you just analyze and becomes an extension of your own thoughts and feelings. That's the real goal, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, wrapping this up for you, our listener, what does this all mean? We've taken a really comprehensive deep dive today into the language of celebration.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We really did. From understanding the huge variety of occasions that bring us joy, to mastering the simple past tense that lets us share those memories. We explored cultural nuances and festival descriptions, enriched our vocabulary with keywords, and looked at common mistakes to avoid.
And the key takeaway is that this knowledge isn't just theoretical. It's immediately, powerfully applicable. As we always emphasize, knowledge is most valuable when it's understood and then applied. So now you genuinely have the tools, the words, the grammar to share your joyful moments, your milestones, your traditions in clear, natural, engaging English. You can tell your stories with more confidence, more clarity.
And thinking about that, maybe a final thought for you to ponder. How might understanding the language of celebration in English not only help you share your own life, but also deepen your appreciation for the incredible cultural richness all around you? Because when you can talk about someone else's festival or their traditions with understanding and nuance, you're building a bridge, aren't you?
A powerful bridge, yes, of understanding, connection. It goes beyond just words.
Definitely.
And to really keep building that bridge, to continue this deep dive on your own and solidify everything, maybe consider these practical homework ideas, just like our source suggests. Challenge yourself a bit.
Okay, like what?
First, maybe try writing about your favorite festival. Just 5 or 7 full English sentences. Forces you to choose words, use the right tense, structure your thoughts.
Good practice.
Second, record a quick voice note, maybe a minute long, about your last birthday celebration. Speaking aloud, even just to yourself, builds huge confidence and fluency. Helps you hear where you're strong or where you might hesitate.
Self-awareness, yeah.
Third, be deliberate. Learn, say, 10 new festival-related words from today's discussion. And then this is key. Use them in your own sentences. Active use locks vocabulary in.
Makes it stick.
And finally, maybe the most engaging challenge. Try to interview a friend or family member about their favorite celebration. And do it all in English.
Real-world practice.
Exactly. Test your speaking and your listening in a live, authentic conversation. It's fantastic practice.
So a final question, perhaps. How can actively doing these things, writing, recording, learning words, interviewing, not just improve your English, but maybe deepen that appreciation for cultural sharing and personal connection we talked about?
It's a great question to end on. Because when you make the effort to ask someone about their traditions, using the language thoughtfully, you're showing genuine respect, genuine interest. That act itself builds connection, opens doors to understanding. It really does transcend the words themselves.
A fantastic, practical way to keep the learning going and make this knowledge truly your own. Until our next deep dive, everyone, celebrate learning and keep speaking.
Keep speaking.